This great God, who is the Lord of time, cares for you. He holds your past, your present, and your future in His hands. You can cast your regrets for the past and your anxieties for the future, every part of your life, on Him. In our last video, we saw that God is self-existent. Because God is self-existent, He is therefore eternal. He had no beginning and He will have no end. Psalm 90 says, "Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." God is from everlasting. He had no beginning. And God is to everlasting. He will have no end. God says in Isaiah 44, "I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God." And again, at the end of the book of Revelation, He says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end." Man's existence is entirely dependent on God. We had a beginning, but because God is dependent on nothing, He always was. He exists entirely outside of time. He inhabits eternity. Because God is not subject to time, He sees all things throughout all history at once. For us, our lives are a series of moments of time. But there is no succession of moments for Him. Everything is now for God. This helps us to appreciate Peter's words, that with the Lord, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Of course, God knows that from our perspective in the created world, there is a past, present, and future, and things happen in succession. Consequently, God is said to act at certain times. For example, Paul says in Galatians 4, "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth His Son." In a manner of speaking, God watches the events of history unfold, and then at certain points in time He acts. Both perspectives are true. God is outside of time, and He acts in different ways inside time. He is the Lord of time. The truth that God is eternal has many profound transformational implications. Because God is the Lord of time, we can commit our past and all of its pain and regret to Him. Paul says in Philippians 3, "But one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead." This means we don't have to figure out or fix all the things we wish we could change about our past. In fact, we can't do either of those things. Instead, we must commit the past to the one who is the Lord of time and leave it in His hands. Of course, if there are things that we did in the past that we still need to make right, either with God or with others, then we need to do that. But we must cast the brokenness of it all onto God. Then, because God is the Lord of time, we will also trust Him for the future. He holds it all in His hands. Jeremiah 29 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." This great God, who is the Lord of time, cares for you. He holds your past, your present, and your future in His hands. You can cast your regrets for the past and your anxieties for the future, every part of your life, on Him. In addition to this, because God is eternal, He's never taken by surprise. Consequently, as we trust Him, we will have peace and hope regardless of what happens. We know that God is always in control and that He will, in the end, fulfill His great purposes. Paul says in Philippians 4, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Finally, because God is outside of time and sees everything past, present, and future, we will recognize the significance of generational succession to Him. And we will work hard to pass the treasures of His life, truth, grace, character, and vision from one generation to the next. In Deuteronomy 7, Moses told Israel, "Know therefore that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love Him and keep His commandments to 1,000 generations. He is the God of the generations." Practically, this means that the younger generation must understand, honor, and intentionally build on the past, while the older generation must share the past, trust God for the future, and intentionally build and empower the next generation. We do this because, as the writer of Hebrews says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. God is eternal.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more teaching videos like this. For more information about LeaderSource, please visit our website, www.leadersource.org.